Hi, y'all. I don't know why I'm in such a good mood. But hi, it's this ASTRODIM laying in my bed or whatever. Because it's my Bed and Astrology. Hey, y'all. I hope you listened to like the Virgo season reading. That was fun to do, going through the aspects and stuff. And it's nice practice too. With aspects, but believe it or not, like I love aspects, I appreciate them, but sometimes reading them, it's annoying to me. Just because, like, I don't know if it's like, I'm not mutable dominant, but I have a lot of mutable energy within me through the houses that occupy my energy the most, and energy that conjuncts like my cardinal points and my moon and my sun and stuff and like all that. So like mutable energy runs through me strong. With that being said, though, like, I feel like there's so many different ways that you can interpret things. One thing that I don't like of what a lot of like astrologers do, especially like old school astrologers, they're like, this is what this aspect means to you. I love that the new school kids are seeing things and how it could be like something can be expressed in multiple ways. But that's my issue with aspects sometimes, is that like I think of so many scenarios in my head. That's why I use intuition while doing readings too, and they usually spot on. But yeah, that's why aspects are annoying to me sometimes. But why was I saying this in the beginning? Wow, I don't even know why I mentioned this. So this explains the energy of Virgo. It feels like a fucking second Mercury retrograde, or Mercury retrograde never ended. Like, the shadow period ended August 15th. And I don't know, like, it felt like it didn't end for me, at least. And I don't got no weird energy, like, aspect in my natal Mercury. And if it is, then it been aspect in my natal Mercury, and it's not even at a close orb like that. It's just weird. So I'm kind of charging it to Mercury just being weird this year. There's a couple of things happen with Mercury. First of all, there are a lot of I think there's solar flares happening right now, or solar storms. And a lot of people's like, oh, solar storm, it's just the sun, whatever. But who is it affecting and hitting first? The first planet from the sun, Mercury. So I think that's what's happening here. And I know I've been seeing a lot of astrologers mentioning solar, not a lot, probably like 2, mentioning like solar storms happening. A lot of people like retweeting it and shit. The one thing I don't agree with is that things have been calm. Shit has not been calm for a lot of people. People have been acting crazy, and I think it's because of the solar storms. Excuse me. I sound kind of crazy because I'm like getting up from my bed. I literally be on my bed when I'm recording Bed and Astrology. Okay. Anywho, what was I saying? See, look at me. I'm all over the place. Okay, so you know what it could be? No, it can't be that either. Because at first I was thinking this new moon is opposite Neptune, but not quite. It's a few degrees off. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. But anyway, like I was saying, Mercury's doing that, and then we're at a year. I don't know if this happens every year or not, but actually I wrote some notes on it, so let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Yeah, I called it the Mercury eclipse. No, it doesn't happen every year. It happens every like fucking 10 years, it looks like, or it's very off and on. But I call it the Mercury eclipse because there are times when Mercury is passing through, not through the sun, but passing the sun, and Mercury's in front of the sun, and Earth is right in between that, and so we see Mercury as a tiny dot in the sun. So it's kind of like a solar eclipse, but with Mercury instead of the moon. And if Mercury's so small, so it ain't blocking shit, but we see you can see a little dot of Mercury in front of the sun. I think that has a lot to do with our weird experiences right now too, even though that's not happening until November. Mercury is still right up on the sun's ass pretty much, and it's gonna just get worse and worse until that moment. And as you know, that's a combustion when this Mercury and the sun is conjuncting each other. And it's just getting closer and closer. It's not quite conjuncting now. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Sorry. It is conjuncting. So it's kind of at a combustion. Combustions are hard because, like, the sun is, like, outshining whatever planet is combusting. And so right now, our self-expression is outshining our logical thoughts and our thought process, as well as, like, our everyday life and routine. And this is happening during a Virgo season. And so we're kind of combating between this energy of, like, and I should have just mentioned this on my Virgo reading. I'm sorry, y'all. This is kind of like happening during a time in which we're trying to get shit together, routines and everything. And if the sun's combusting Mercury, it's making it a little bit difficult, making the process harder. And that's just gonna typically happen during Virgo season. The sun is always not too far from Mercury, or the Mercury's not too far from the sun. So that happens every now and then. Like, it's often. It's not like such a big thing, right? But with it being so close, and then eventually this whole Cazimi things happening with Mercury, with the Mercury eclipse, which Cazimis are actually good, So, like, I don't know. This is going to be a weird ass time, but it kind of reminds me of how, like, and I think I'm gonna make this a segment and then add this to my Virgo season reading. Okay, I'm just gonna do that. But this kind of reminds me of, like, solar eclipses. Like, typically new moons are great, you know what I mean? Of course, how it's aspect is really, really important, but it's great because how you feeling is matching your self-expression. And with that being said, it's easier for you to manifest things. You feel more calm. You're not conflicted. You feel things, you do it. You feel things, you express it. You just, that's how you go. And you kind of just feel generally good during new moon energy, right? So it's a cool time or whatever. But during solar eclipses, it's marking, like, a bigger thing. So yes, you can manifest, but people suggest you not to really do magic or any, like, type of manifesting thing during solar eclipses. They want you to kind of hold back and kind of look back on what you're focusing on in your life, where North Node or this eclipse is in your chart, to put a little bit more focus in your life there and manifest things in that sector of your life, but through your natural resources or through your temple, not with anything else. And when I say through your temple and not anything else, like, don't do magic, don't use herbs, don't even write shit. You just manifest on your own, using your mind, using your intuition, using your thoughts. You know what I mean? And if you a lot of people that manifested during the eclipse had a rough time in their life. And it just kind of didn't work out. You know what I mean? But, like, solar eclipses are just so much, or just eclipses in general, just so very serious. You know what I mean? It's just extremely serious during these times. And, because it's, like, so serious, like, you can't just kind of, like, have fun and just do whatever. Like, you have to take that energy seriously, because it's connected with the North Node, where the collective needs to be focusing on specifically in order to survive, in this go around, or in this lifetime, or whatever. You know what I mean? So, whatever. Anyways, kind of reminds me of that, like how, typically Cazimis are great. Typically Cazimis are wonderful. But during this particular Cazimi, since a Mercury, quote unquote, a Mercury eclipse is happening, We need to take this Kazemi a little bit more seriously. And this is a great time for us to manifest. It's a time where our self-expression and our logical thought is finally working together and flowing. We need to use this to really solve some problems and to really get deeper into things. But that's not happening again until November. I think the Mercury eclipse is happening November 11th. I'm definitely going to be doing a podcast episode on that, so you can learn a little bit more about it. But yeah, I just wanted to share that info there. I'm actually going to do another podcast episode too about something else. I'll let it be a surprise though. I'm gonna probably release it next week or something. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like talking like I'm supposed to be talking about the Virgo new moon, and I'm talking about this Virgo season and Mercury and all that. And so what I'm going to do is close out this segment, start it over again to try to talk about this Virgo new moon. And I'm going to add this segment to the Virgo season episode that I did just yesterday or the day before. I don't remember. I think the day before yesterday. All right. Let's just start this again. Shit. Hey y'all, this is ASTRODIM'S, laying in my bags, my Bed and Astrology, whatever. Let's talk about this Virgo new moon, y'all. Hey. Okay. So this Virgo new moon is happening tomorrow, August 30th, 2019 at 6:36 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because again, I'm in the East Coast of the U.S. I know I got people listening from all over. So just wanted to make sure I made that clear. It's happening at 6 degrees and 47 minutes of Cancer. Wow. 6 degrees and 47 minutes of Virgo. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Just to say this too, this episode is dedicated to my brother Derek, who passed, and his birthday is actually during the new moon. And you know what's amazing about this too is that it would have been his 50th birthday, and we are having a big celebration, and it's all happening during the new moon. So ain't that fucking special? Yes. He was the most awesomest big brother ever. And yeah, just such a blessing, and I feel him every day, and I know he's with me and my family every day. So it's just very beautiful, and I'm happy that we can celebrate him. You know what I mean? All right. So, with that being said, this energy is happening in 6 degrees Cancer. And, you know, I don't know if y'all remember the degrees and what number it reduced to, because, you know, I love adding that numerology side of, numerology. But I see the numbers, of the new moon, but I see the numbers more with, like, tarot numbers more than with, like, numerology numbers. And I always say, I'm going to get into numerology. Like, I used to love numerology because the number 7, like, followed my family. Well, follow me in particular, like a motherfucker, but my family too. You know, if I could tell y'all how 7 is in my life, like, my dad's born on the 7th. One of my brothers is born on the 7th. I'm born on the 7th. I have 7 biological brothers. The brother, that my mom brought into our lives, like I guess he wasn't officially adopted, but in my head he's adopted. He was 7 years older than me. My brother who passed, I had 2 brothers who passed. I have 3 brothers who passed, but 2 of them who passed had cystic fibrosis, which is a disease. It's supposed to be a genetic disease, but no one else in my family got that disease. We looked deep into our family history, and no one else has it. So it's really strange how it just popped up like that. Definitely, I think there's a deeper meaning to it. But what's interesting is that it's an autosomal disease, and it affects what? Chromosome 7. A 7 life path number. Seven's always been my favorite number, just in general, before I even knew all this shit, like as a kid. So 7 is like really strong in my life, to the point where I have 7 tattooed on me, because it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's just my life. You get what I'm saying? And so numerology is really important to me. It always has been. I always noticed numbers had powers when I was little, but I just, for some reason, won't study it unless it's about me. They got that Leo moon, y'all. And so it's really interesting. But seeing things in the perspective of the tarot is really helpful for me, because I do tarot, So let me just kind of explain what's happening here. So, of course, it's happening in 6 degrees Virgo, right? And, 6 reduces to 6. But for a long time, it was at 6, the new moons were. So it seems like we're kind of going back to something, especially because what 6 also means in tarot too. You get what I'm saying? Wow, I'm so sorry for the noise in the background. That is crazy. Okay. So I don't know how the fuck that happened, by the way. But like I was saying, 6 means something in particular that kind of makes me think of like going back, and I'll speak on that later when we look at the numerology of tarot. But before, like last new moon, it was at 10 degrees, and so that reduces to 1, so it speaks of a new beginning. But before that, it went from 6 to a very long time, and then 3 months ago it was it went to 5, and then 3, and then 1, and then 1 again. No, it went like this. It went from 5, and then 3 months ago it went from, let me do this again. Like 7 months prior, it was at 6 a lot. Every new moon was at 6, right? And then it went from, it reduced to 6 at least. And then it reduced to 5. And then 3 months ago, it reduced to 3. And then last month, it reduced to 1. And then it went to 6, I think. Something like that. Anyways, I got it all confused. Anyways, let me just talk about 6. So 6 in tarot is all about you kind of going back. That's all it kind of represents, is you just going back. And depending on the card that you would pick in tarot, it was kind of showing you, what you're going back for, or what's the meaning of you going back. And so if we say 6 of Cups, right, this is you just reflecting on memories that emotionally stimulated you, whether it was for the good, bad, or the ugly memories, but just emotional memories that kind of really affected you in a deeper level. And it's connected to the soulmate card as well, because I guess, with soulmates, we've known them from before, in the past lives and shit, in other dimensions. If we looked at 6 of Wands, this is you kind of like almost coming back from battle, and people like revering you. It's kind of like a roast, but positive, like you know what I mean, like a positive roast where you like are people reflecting on you and what you've done and what you've contributed to, and your passions and desires, and how you went forward, and how awesome you are, and people just cheering you on. Like it's a victory, and when you get a victory, you get praise, but you reflect back on the victory. You get what I'm saying? And so it's like energy with that. So it's still that energy of you like going back and like reflecting on how you were able to overcome something, and how now you're getting the praise for it that you deserve. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the 6 of Wands energy. And then it's the 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords is kind of you releasing things and like moving on. It's like reminiscent of a transition within your life or change within your life. Almost even like a rite of passage. And even with rite of passages, or you just releasing baggage, you have to think back on what you need to release before you release it. You know what the hell you released in the first place. You get what I'm saying? And so again, it's this energy of going back, thinking back before you moving on, before you go on with your life. And then lastly, and this is more pertinent to the Virgo energy, because Pentacles is connected, closely connected to Earth energy. 6 of Pentacles is you going back and giving back and paying it forward. So like if you look at the card, it's like this rich man going back to his community, giving back to the poor. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of like that energy of you paying it forward. You got some success and now you're paying it forward, or someone's doing that for you. You get what I'm saying? So again, it's that going back, helping, doing, reflecting, doing what you can to fix whatever you need to fix. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the energy that we are connected to right now. With Virgo representing us having to fix things, look at our routine, our daily life, how we handle things on a day-to-day basis. There's something, and I mentioned this already, there's something that we need to kind of fix. There's something that we need to work on and to kind of like tighten our routine and daily process and how we, you know, our natural policies of life, whether it's at work or at home or whatever. Like we kind of need to go back and like tune some shit up and fix it and make it work more efficiently and effectively. And so again, we need to go back and think back and see like, okay, I've made this, you know, mistake. Now I need to figure out how can I, you know, fix it. I hope you guys don't hear any noise in the background. I hope this music is covering it. That's what I'm hoping. That's why I kind of sound a little bit distracted, but you know, whatever. I'm just gonna keep it pushing, keep it going. You know what? Maybe I'm thinking, y'all, maybe I could like go on my front porch and do this reading, but I don't know if the music is gonna be louder because people are playing music outside my house because they're doing construction. Okay, so let's see what I can do. So I'll keep talking to you guys though. But that's like the energy that I'm feeling here with, you know, with the eclipse. Oh yeah, this is good. Okay, so let me continue. I can't even hear anything. That's just lovely. All right, so let's talk about just generally what this new moon means, astronomically, astrologically, all that. So let's talk about it, what it means astronomically. New moon is basically when the sun and the moon meet. But the thing is that it's not like them meeting in a like solar eclipse where they're totally in front of each other. They're meeting and like maybe the sun's more up, the moon is more down, or the moon's more up and the sun's more down, but still the energy, or they're like passing each other and they're meeting, not directly in front of each other, but you know what I mean, right? And so you know, that's what it means astronomically. But astrologically, you know, the moon represents our feelings and our emotions. The sun represents how we express ourselves and everything. And so, you know, our reactions to things, our self and our just our self-expression in general. And so when we have like the new moon energy happening, it represents how, you know, we emotionally feel something, we're going to express it. You know what I mean? We are not like hiding how we're feeling, really. As a collective, we feel that we need to do something. We are going to express that thing we feel we need to do, you know? It gives a lot of peace, believe it or not, even though it's been a kind of weird new moon, or it's going to be a weird new moon. But it gives a lot of peace because of that. Because remember, with full moons, We feel one way, but we react another, and it causes conflict. Here, we feel one way, we act what we feel, and it just goes from there. You know what I mean? And it's dope because it makes us have the ability to manifest things because we're not so distracted with our emotional selves versus our ego, So it's that's what it means astronomically and astrologically. But what does this specific new moon mean? Internally and externally, we are wanting to bring order, routine, practicality, practical understanding, and organization to our lives. We're feeling a lot of things that is affecting our core and causing a lot of annoyances and irritability. But we've been feeling this for a while, especially from the solar storms that I was speaking of. And again, what planet is that hitting first? It's hitting Mercury. So we are finding ways practically to fix our lives and actually doing something about it, actually taking action, at least expressing that we need to do this thing. But at this time, this is a Virgo new moon. We could be a little bit critical of ourselves. You get what I'm saying? Quite critical. And so we have to be careful because, you need to do something. You express you want to do it. You're trying to do it. But, you can let sometimes you being extra critical of yourself. It can lower your self-esteem, lower your confidence, fuck up your worth. And then if things don't come into the way you want it to come to, you know what I mean? What could happen is that, it could damage your worth even more. And then you're not going to be able to manifest shit. You know what I mean? You're putting all your worth into how you want things to be done and how you want to handle this thing in a practical sense. And that's not good, And we're going to talk a little bit more about that because there's an aspect that reminds me of that energy right there. Okay. With this new moon is going to be in 6 degrees Virgo. So it's going to be in the first decade of Virgo, both the sun and the moon. And, with it being the first decan of Virgo, it's ruled again by Mercury. And so this energy is being doubled down on us being extremely critical, extremely nitpicky, but extremely detailed oriented and dutiful. So it's just that extra Virgo energy is hitting us, and it's hitting us strong. Okay, the good and the bad and the ugly. That might be what I should name this podcast. This is the good and the bad and the ugly of our everyday lives. That's what I think I'm going to name this episode. But this energy is being doubled down, y'all. So please, I understand that we all got things to do. We all are being dutiful, but don't be so critical of yourselves. Even me, I'm peeping how I'm being very critical of myself and my business when I'm just doing the best that I can with the resources that I currently got, and I'm doing fine. But I'm still being critical because the new moon energy trickles in 3 days before the new moon, and then it happens. We're able to manifest 3 days after, and then the energy kind of rolls through until the full moon, So just be cautious of that. Be cognizant of that. Don't be too hard on yourselves, okay? All right. So there's a lot of aspects with this moon. A lot of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, technically 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 8 to 9. The reason I say technically 8 to 9 is because while this new moon is sextile the north node, that means it's going to be trining the south node. Some people see that as one aspect. Some people see it as two. So that's how it goes. But yeah, there's a lot of aspects happening here. And usually when I talk about the full moon, there's usually not 8 to 9 aspect in the new moon. Or a full moon, possibly a full moon. It can't be a full moon. No, not really. It's just a lot. There's a lot. And so we got a lot to talk about, y'all. And I talked a lot about them during the Virgo. Not a lot, but I talked a little bit of something about the sun touching these energies, but not the connection of the sun and the moon touching these energies. There's actually a bit of a difference, believe it or not, okay? And so let's speak on it. With this new moon conjuncting Mars, right? This is actually really, really dope because, again, we are trying to manifest things and we're trying to do it in a practical way. We feel how it kind of works is that Emotionally, we feel that, okay, things need to be done. I feel this way. This is the Virgo moon, how they typically work. I feel this way. And so what can I practically do to fix this feeling, or to prolong this feeling, or to do something based off this feeling? What can I practically do to do it? With Virgo and the sun, they actually go ahead and express that feeling and do things based off of like feeling they need to get things in order in a practical sense. And so we're very, again, I keep using this word, but we're very dutiful, extremely dutiful, extremely responsible, really trying to get things in order. With Mars conjuncting this new moon energy, oh my God, like Mars is all about taking action, doing things, getting motivated, getting driven, and like really just pushing towards success. And so we are really in this essence of like really trying to just get shit done. And it's all in the same sign, all within a tight orb of each other. And so these energies are pretty much the same. Your motivation, your drive, your emotions, and your feelings and self-expression, this entire, like Virgo, not entire Virgo season, but up until the Virgo full moon, and even just through the Virgo season, is on this vibe of, we gotta get shit done. Let's get shit done. And let's get it now by handle it in a more practical way, by looking things over, seeing things through, looking at the details of shit, fixing things, perfecting things, making things more effective and efficient. You know what I mean? Like, it's just your motivation, your drive, your expression and how you do things, and your emotions are all on the same wave. And with, this new moon also conjunct Venus, this is what you want. This is what you want too. You know what I mean? You desire to have more order, more practicality, more flow, more efficiency, and you want things to move more like perfectly. Honestly, you want organization. You need more time management. You want things to get motherfucking done. You know what I mean? And you really desire that, and it depends on where this energy is in your chart. And I'm, for my patrons, I'm going to speak a little bit more on where it is in your chart and how it will affect you with this new moon energy. But you desire this, and so this is an energy that's like for someone who's just really motivated because they feel it, they want it, they're ready to express how they feel, they're motivated by it, and they want it. They desire it. That's just pushing them through. So this energy, man, if y'all want to get shit fucking done, you'll get it done. And then another thing, Mercury is conjunct this energy, and it's in the first decade of Virgo. And so again, our minds are thinking in the same wave something. We're in the same wave. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, so you're thinking in the same exact way of, okay, let's perfect it. Let's look at the details. Let's see what's wrong. Let's fix it. Let's make it more efficient. Let's make it flow better and easily. It's just a beautiful, beautiful energy. When like all this energy is just pushing you to make things better, to work things in a way where you can just get it done. But the tricky part about this, though, is that with all this energy in Virgo, yes, you want things to be more efficient. Yes, you want things to flow more easily, and you're working at it, and your motivation is in there, your mind's in there, you're desiring it, your emotions are in it, you're ready to express this energy. But this is definitely pushing, like kind of going towards the thing I was saying before. You're putting all your worth into this thing that you want to fix. You get what I'm saying? And so if something falls through or doesn't work in your favor, you're going to feel that you're not worthy enough. And that's when you're going to start to be super and hypercritical of yourself and others. So you really need to check yourself with that, guys. This is the whole ass collective, okay? We're going to need to check ourselves when it comes to that specific part of your life where Virgo is in your chart, okay? Please do. But if you're trying to get things done and perfecting it and making it like run like a well-oiled a machine. You know what I mean? This is the time to do it. So you want to make changes, you want to fix shit, you want to make it work. So for the rest of the year or even the rest of the decade, you don't gotta even worry about this shit. This is the time to fucking do it, because your mind's in it, your heart's in it, your emotions are in it, you desire it, you're motivated by it, you're ready, you're ready to fix shit. So it's just dope energy, man. This is time to create routines, make things flow easily, organize, figure out time management for the long haul. Okay, beautiful ass energy. Next thing is that this new moon is going to be in conjunct Chiron retrograde. This is interesting because Chiron retrograde, what this energy is representing is that Chiron represents childhood traumas, right? That a specific childhood trauma that we've brought on into our adult life, and then we realize as adults ooh, I need to fix that, honey. Yikes. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that energy, and then you kind of realize it for real during your Saturn return, and that's when you start really healing it and stuff like that, because Chiron and Saturn have a connection. So with the Chiron right now transiting into Aries, and it's retrograde. Thank God, even though it's retrograde, it's not gonna go into Pisces again. I'm so tired of that. That was tough, just deal with the switching energies of Chiron. But anyways, because that's happening, right? We are thinking about childhood traumas that we've experienced that's connected to our personality persona and our parents, and being ridiculed by it. Or, even people that are holding us back from being motivated and driven by ridiculing us, or by making us feel that we shouldn't be motivated and driven about a certain thing that we are interested in, specifically the part of your life where Aries is in your chart, okay? So, so let's say this, for instance, right? Let's use my chart, for example. Even though I'm not feeling this Chiron as much because it's intercepted, it's still affecting me. That's just how all energies work. Chiron right now is in my second house. So I've been dealing with childhood traumas, or healing childhood traumas of just random people in my life trying to make me less motivated and driven about things that I deem worthy, or things that are connected to my self-worth. And some of those things do include my voice and the talents of my voice, and how artistic my voice is, both my talking and my singing voice. Yes, people actually used to make fun of me and my voice and how they didn't really make fun of my singing like that, but they would be like, I guess, you know what I mean? So I'm healing those traumas with that through this energy, because it's in my second house, and those are energies that second house is ruling. Or healing traumas also connected to material worth as well. You know what I mean? I didn't grow up with a silver spoon at all. My family was pretty poor growing up, but of course my mom did what she had to do and took care of us. But there were times if I didn't have the hot toy or the hot new shoes, and kids would make fun of you, and it made you, that's the type of stuff, you feel like you let it go, and you did let it go when it comes to the outer layers of you, with the inner layers though, that does kind of it affects you, it makes you act a certain way without you realizing it. So a lot of people, for instance, I know especially a lot of rappers say this, that they couldn't get the shoes that they want when they were younger. People made fun of them, so now they have this low-key obsession of getting the flyest shoes for the rest of their lives. That is, even though that's great that they can get these shoes now and they're accomplished, you still allowing those people to affect you even to your adulthood, to the point where you feel like you need to have the flyest shoes all the time. You know what I'm saying? And so they need Chiron healing in that sense. You get what I'm saying? So that's what kind of this energy is connected to. Now, we're not in the energy of focusing on self. We're in the energy of just making our lives run better. And with one thing with Virgo is like, yes, it's like making my life run better and making things run better, but it's including the other people around us too. It's not so self-involved as Aries. You know what I mean? Virgo is, I always call it the earth angel, because they're always willing to help people to make their life run more effectively and efficiently. They want their life to run more effectively and efficiently too. And they're always yes, they're worried about how they appear, but also the people around them too. They're trying to help them in that sense too. Aries don't care about what other people are doing. They're focused on themselves. And so there's this misunderstanding. Like, you have a lot of energy. The collective has a lot of energy focusing on how I can help others the way that I know best, while your Chiron, or the childhood trauma that we're focusing on at this moment, is pushing us to just focus on self and self, period. And so there's this misunderstanding. And so you may feel that there's times where you want to just focus on self, but you have a lot of energy pulling you to focus on self, but also how you affect others and others affect you, and how you can help within that. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of like a seesaw, but Virgo's gonna win. Not only the sun's in Virgo, but 3 other planets are in Virgo too. So might as well just submit to the Virgo season. Okay? Might as well, But yeah, that's kind of the energy that we're going with. And that's actually okay, because Chiron is retrograde. This is energy we're supposed to be thinking inwardly. This is energy that we're supposed to be reflecting, not energy we're supposed to be expressing out so much. So that's actually a good thing, It's not going to hurt us, this in conjunction. It's not going to hurt us too bad. In conjunctions are not even that bad, honestly. It's just a misunderstanding. Like, you're like, I guess. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyways, let's continue. The new moon is going to be sextile North Node. Excuse me. With this energy, I would say that, Virgo and Cancer really go hand in hand. And I see why they just go hand in hand. It's because they're both just so helpful. They always want to help people, but they just do it in different ways. But the beautiful thing about it is that they can learn from each other. You know what I mean? And so North Node wants us to be more nurturing, more emotionally understanding, more loving, and just to understand our emotions and emotions of others in a more efficient and better way. Virgo loves to help people, just like Cancer loves to support people, but they think of it in a practical way, to the point where they can seem a little bit emotionally removed. And so a Virgo energy would be like, hey, you really need to fix your face, and your routine on how you clean your face because your pimples are wilding right now. Ew. That would be a Virgo. And Virgo means this in a really sweet and nice way, but that is hurting someone's feelings. North Node, what it's trying to push us to do is to, hey, yes, you could be efficient and effective and help people, but hey, I'll add some little emotion into that. Think about how they feel before you speak on something. Maybe say this a little bit more easier, right? And then also Virgo was helping this Cancer and North Node energy too, because Virgo is saying okay, I understand how you feel, but baby, what do you want to do about it? You know what I mean? And so this energy really goes well hand in hand, because Virgo is lighting the fire and pushing Cancer to do something about their emotions, while Cancer is also, this, especially because it's North Node, this is big energy, a very important energy, eclipse energy. North Node is telling the Virgo stellium hey, try a little tenderness, my nigga, okay? Add a little emotion, consider people's emotions. And so this energy both loves to help. They're in the same wave, but they're learning from each other. And so it's nice. Like, I like it. I do. Okay. But the thing is too, is that this new moon energy is trine South Node as well. And South Node is connected to, Capricorn, of course. It's in Capricorn. This is great because this is showing the other side of things, right? That how our dutifulness at this moment can truly bring us a great reputation, status, career, can really give us authority over self and have us to have control over self, right? So that's great. And it'll bring us even back to times in our past lives and in this life in which we felt like we have authority and control over our lives. But the thing is, we have to remember that South Node is in Capricorn. This is South Node. This is things that we kind of have to let go a little bit. And so at this moment, through us efficiently and effectively combing through the details, right? And doing things, we're going to realize from our past selves in this life, from our past selves in past lives and multiple dimensions and versions of ourselves, we're going to realize, how could I have been more efficient and effective when it comes to a certain part of my life and me having authority and control over this aspect of my life? You get what I'm saying? We're going to see how we could have been a little bit better when it comes to having authority and control and real authority and control within our lives. How we could have been better when it came to like our status, our reputation, our career, and how we're seen and stuff like that. Virgo's really, this Virgo new moon is really helping us comb this through so we can be better than our past versions of ourselves and we can be stronger. You know what I mean? So it's nice energy. I like it. What's next? This new moon is also trine Uranus. Uranus retrograde too, which is really interesting. This is cool because, I feel like, again, I'm going to be saying this for a very long time because Uranus moves slow. But with Uranus and Taurus, we're really finding the worthiness and the importance of our uniqueness and individuality, as well as the worthiness and importance of the collective. Through this transit, I think we really can fix for instance, the global climate issue on this earth if we move quick enough. You know what I mean? But we're finding the worthiness of the collective. We're finding the worthiness of our unique, and for a more personal sense, we're finding the worthiness of our uniqueness and our individuality and our quirks and stuff, right? And this is funny because Virgo energy is kind of don't want the quirks, don't want the weirdness. They just is let me just be quote unquote normal. But because this energy is trining and Uranus is involved, Virgo's okay, I'm a weirdo, I accept it, but how can I make this present this in a better way before I fully present it? Because again, remember, Uranus is retrograde, and so we're reflecting on our individuality, our uniqueness. We're reflecting on society and the collective and the quirks within it, and how we can kind of be a collective within ourselves and be understanding of each other by understanding ourselves. You know what I mean? And so this energy of Virgo is helping this, saying, okay, how can we present this in the best way possible, so it can work as effectively as possible, so other people can see the worth of the collective, so other people can see the worth of society, so other people see the worth of my uniqueness and individuality, so it's a dope energy. And in a personal level, I really feel that people are going to be way more comfortable expressing their uniqueness and what makes them different we're not going to see it until maybe Uranus is direct again. And then like there's some great aspects with Uranus when it's direct again. But this is like culminating this energy of like letting the freak flag fly. You know what I mean? Culminating the energy of Neptune Aquarius kids growing up. So now the quirky Aquarius person's going to be the bad bitch now, you know? It's bringing that energy forward, like, and it's combing it through and finding imperfections and perfecting it. Even though, like, how do you perfect uniqueness and quirkiness? Virgo will find a fucking way, okay? It would. So really interesting energy for sure. The new moon is also square Jupiter. Now this is like one of the least favorable, probably the least favorable aspect within this energy for sure. It's okay. So again, Jupiter and Sag, you know, this energy has been very connected to, you know, us. Say it's fine. It's a good way to say this. It's really connected to us really being very explorative when it comes to different philosophies, beliefs, concepts, religions, ideas, cultures, languages, just ways of being, ways of living, mantras, all that stuff, right? It's really making us be explorative and just feeling the passion and just going with it. It's really just been on that energy and just finding what fits you the best and what brings you the most wealth, abundance, prosperity, and knowledge, and sense of self, and sense of the world, and sense of how we are interconnected. What philosophy, belief, or concept helps you best with that, right? But again, through the process of doing this during Jupiter Sag, we are being explorative and free and daring. You know what I mean? We're doing things that we've never done before. We're exploring it like a motherfucker, right? It reminds me very much of my Saturn and Sag, Saturn return. You know what I mean? Even though these are two different planets, you know, my lesson was to learn how to be more explorative on my philosophies, beliefs, and concepts and ideas and stuff like that, and to find authority within that. It's kind of like that type of energy, you know? It's a little different. A lot different. A little different. Anyways, right? Virgo ain't for that shit. Virgo's like, okay, yes, it's cute to be free and all that, but like, you know, we can't just be following the passions and just floating with it. We can't just be listening to other people's philosophies and beliefs and just like running with it. We need to find what's the most effective, what's the most efficient. We need to do a routine. We need to like follow things through. Sag is not really the energy to like to follow things through if they're not feeling the passion for it. Now that's the thing, like when a Sag is focused on something and passionate about something and loves something, they will ride till the wheels fall off. But that's the thing, they don't love something for that long. They do, but you have to really keep them interested. Virgo doesn't mind being uninterested for a while if they see that there is a goal towards the end. Sag like sees the goal towards the end, but they're like, is it worth it? It's not fun. And so that's how the energy is. Like, you know, us as a collective wants to explore and be adventurous when it comes to the different ideas of life and philosophies of life. Virgo wants us to like, all right, you need to nail something down and work with it and ride it till the wheels fall off. And even after the wheels fall off, even after it's uncomfortable, because it's just more efficient to do. Sag don't care about efficiency; they care about the passion inside. And so we're feeling that energy of you wanting to explore your mind and ideas when it comes to different philosophies and beliefs of life. But there's this inkling of you of just finding that one, and just riding with it. And sticking with it, but you know you don't want to at the same time. Like you feel like you have to because this is Virgo season. It's a Virgo stellium happening. You feel like you have to do it, but you really don't wanna, because Jupiter is making it seem so fun of you being adventurous and just trying things out. So that's how we've been feeling when it comes to how to go about life and the philosophies that we follow within life. You know what I mean? Lastly, last aspect, finally, right, is that this new moon is trining Saturn, and Saturn's retrograde at this moment. It's going to be direct soon, though, which is exciting. With that energy, man, oh man, with that energy, it's great because, again, with Saturn retrograde, we're really reflecting on how we can have more authority and control over our reputation, status, and career, and just how we're seen, and all of that, right? And, you know, with this, not only this new moon, but this whole stellium, pretty much going, if it's not trining, it's gonna be trining the Saturn. We're, again, similar to that South Node energy, and especially with the South Node energy, we are really figuring out how to do this and how to do this fucking right. Like, how can we have authority, control over our lives, our reputation, our status, our career, or just how we can have more authority and control over, like, the reputation of a certain aspect within our life, a certain reputation that we have within a certain aspect of our life. You know what I mean? Depending on where Capricorn is in your chart, how we can bring it all together and be exalted within this energy as much as we should, and as much as we, you know, deserve. Well, not really deserve, but as much as we should. That's the best way to say it. And yeah, this is dope because, like, all this energy is pushing us to find out imperfections, pushing us to find out details on how to better do this, to have more authority and control over our lives. You know what I mean? Especially with all, like, you have to think about this, y'all. A lot of us adults, right, have, like, heavy Capricorn energy, have outer planets in Capricorn, just straight up, right? And so, you know, we have this thing to do to really figure out, you know, not only the authorities or the powers that be within the collective, and, like, trying to, like, make them accountable, but we need to be accountable of ourselves and how we have authority over our lives too, right? And this is, you know, happening, right? We were born under that energy, and you have to think about it. Right now, there's a lot of Capricorn energy right now with South Node, with Saturn, with Pluto and Capricorn. And so we really have to create this transformation of, you know, throwing out the bad guys that has authority and bringing in the good people, or changing the way authority is set up within the collective, but also doing this within our personal lives as well. You know what I mean? And Virgo is here to, you know, is here to give us the energy to comb out the details, figure things out, make things make sense. You know what I mean? Break things the fuck down, compartmentalize things, really make sense of stuff, so we can push forward and do it with, like, the most clean and efficient and proper way possible. You know what I mean? But this is all, like, retrograde energy, and so this is us reflecting, thinking of a plan, being strategic before we push out and do what we got to do. And again, Saturn is going to be direct soon, and so unlike Uranus, we're going to be seeing the results of this very, very soon. So this is dope. You know what I mean? We're really thinking of strategic and master plans to exalt ourselves. So it's dope ass energy for sure, you know? All right, y'all. So this is what I have for the free version of the Virgo and New Moon energy for my Bed and Astrology. If you're interested in hearing the full version, go and follow me on Patreon, patreon.com/ASTRODIM'S. Support the kid. It starts off at $2. And, you know, if you're at the $2 level, you can listen to the readings, the new moon, the full moon. I'm going to be doing some tarot readings eventually soon. I know I've been saying this for a long time. It's just been so crazy in my house with the constructions, but I promise you, I got y'all, okay? I got you, patrons. And I got a lot of other surprises for the patrons too. Things are gonna be great. I'm excited for it. It's gonna take a while, but things are gonna be dope. Trust me. Um, so if you're interested in hearing the full video and then hearing also the full video for the full moon energy, you can go ahead, follow me on Patreon. It starts at $2, but the higher you go with the tiers, you know, the more you get. So you get my mini readings, you get other shit, and it's just great. So just check it out. The least you can do is just go on my page, check it out, see what I got to offer, see if it fits you, okay? Sorry for the noise in the background. All right, now. Okay. Tow truck. Lovely. All right. I told you I was outside. I wasn't playing. Anywho, what's the other thing I have to say? Also, feel free to go ahead and like share my podcast to people. Yeah, I mean, a bitch trying to get some more sponsorships. You know what I'm saying? So feel free to share my stuff. Feel free to even put it on some group chats, some forums, all that stuff. Help me. The word of mouth works the best. That's what I've learned. Where people feel like they really connect with somebody and they share with other people. That's the best type of marketing, you know? So definitely go do that. What's another way? Another thing I want to talk about. I'm going to be upping my prices in September. Not like the 1st of September, but like maybe I think I chose the 15th or the 16th or 17th. I forgot. Or the 18th, I'm not sure, but around one of the teens of September, I'm upping my prices significantly because I deserve more. Talk about self-worth. The North Node in a second. All right. So, with that being said, I would suggest you to buy readings at their low price now, because I'm going to be upping my prices. And my readings are good, y'all. Y'all know I be putting like my readings are long as fuck, first of all, because again, I have Virgo 8th house. I be combing through the details, my nigga. All right, I be giving y'all that realness. I be giving you talk about all the aspects, my nigga, not just a few. So it's not like just one of those like consultations where they just speak for an hour and you're paying like $500. Like I'm talking for hours with S at the end. And some people might not like that, but if you really want some detailed information from an experienced astrologer that's been studying for more than half her life, I would suggest you to holler at me. Etsy.com/shop/AstroDim. Okay? What else do I want to talk about? Follow me on YouTube, AstroDim7. Follow me on Twitter, IMMIDDIMMI. Follow me on Instagram, _AstroDim. And then also follow my merch page, Spiritually Fresh. That's just what it's called, Spiritually Fresh. That's why I have my merch, the Gemstone Junkies merch, as well as the Virgo merch. All my Virgos, come the fuck through. Purchase that fly ass shirt. That shirt's mad cute. Like, y'all tripping. Purchase that fly ass shirt. But it's not just a shirt. You can have it as a mug. You can have it as a phone case. Come on, Virgos. Y'all have the most populated sun sign and rising sign. Y'all niggas better fucking come through. I ain't playing. I'm here to support y'all. Everyone diss y'all, and I always give y'all love. Shit, y'all better support my merch. You can go to let me actually look up the website, because I told y'all in the last thing to like, hey, all you gotta do is just search it. And that's silly. I'm not gonna front. Like, go on Teespring and search it. Like, that's silly. So go to teespring.com/stores/spiritually-fresh. Okay, so teespring.com/SPIRITUALLY dash, the actual dash, FRESH. Okay, that's where you can find all my merch. And don't worry, other signs, I got y'all. Y'all are gonna get some merch too, because I love all the signs. Okay, all right. So all right, y'all, I'm gonna end it here, and I'm gonna continue with my patrons, because they support me and they love me. Okay, y'all support and love me too, but you know, they support and love me more. Yeah, something like that. You know, I love everybody, y'all know, but you know what I mean. Anyways, patrons, you're gonna hear more. Okay, all right, y'all. Peace.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.